Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, it's on just chatting.
Yeah.
Go 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you good?
Straight.
We're live.
Here, minimize me.
Yeah.
And then give me some audio for up here.
20 million 9-year-olds. Jesus, look at this shit.
And then move me over if you can.
Shit.
Move you over?
Yeah, just for now. Like the minimize me, move it to the right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right.
For my family.
Yeah.
Like that?
All right, back to it.
Is that what you want to be, Omar?
Yeah, it should be good. Just on the right side.
All right.
I've never played a Mafia game before in my life. Never.
Like, is he showing inside the thing?
Yeah.
Infinity Nikki, man. What the hell? What the fucking...
It looks like I'm blocking him still on the thing.
Let me see. I'm going to put you
Oh,
smaller.
it's Mr. Pandaria.
There we go. Yeah, keep it going to the right.
Want to be like that, maybe?
No, just all the way to the right. So he's in the bottom left, I'm in the bottom right.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, bring it over to the right so it's not covering it. There you go. Beautiful, yeah. That's on point. Can you make it a tiny bit bigger?
Yeah.
Jesus, guys, come on. It's an app store. You don't need to do this. This is where I
Little
play
more,
Clash
little
of
more bigger.
Clans.
No, you have it good. Just keep it a little
Yeah.
bigger. Tiny bit
Yeah,
more.
there you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful, bro.
It's huge, yeah.
Welcome back. You've seen the trailers.
To be
now
fair,
you
it
get
worked pretty
Oh,
well.
excuse me.
Wuthering Waves and Solo Leveling
Why they
Arise
keep
are
saying it that
available
way?
on
It's
Google
Wuthering
Play
Waves.
Games on
They keep
PC
messing it
for
up.
both Android and iPhone users. The best part, with the Google Play Games, you can seamlessly sync your favorite titles across mobile and PC. Check it out.
They don't play the
and you'll
game?
play.
Please welcome previous Game Awards winner Laura Bailey and Emmy Award winner Aaron Paul.
Oh, that's the guy from Breaking Bad.
Wow! Oh my
Wow.
God! It is just so awesome to be here at the Game Awards with Laura Bailey, an absolute voice acting legend. Right? I mean, Last of Us, Spider-Man, Critical Role. I'm honored to say that I got to work with you on Dispatch, the game that we're actually announcing tonight.
Yeah,
He's a
but
nice guy.
I haven't actually worked with you. You know, we never recorded at the same time.
No, I know, but technically we never shared the booth. But it is cool if I tell people, our friends out there, that we work together.
Wait, no. Let me get this straight. You are asking if it's okay to tell people you worked with me?
Yeah.
No.
No, this is just a flat no.
Flat no, yeah. Listen, Evan.
That's funny, but that's actually Aaron,
I'm
not
sure
Evan.
it is,
But yeah.
Look, I get it. You were in, like, the greatest show of all time. And yeah, everybody loved The Wire. But, listen,
This is kind
Okay.
of
that's TV.
Right.
And
I don't think
this
it's cringe. I think
is
it's funny.
video games, okay?
Yeah.
This is art.
I find it kind of strange that we've been backstage the whole time and you're only asking me this now.
Well, you told me not to speak to you backstage when I came up to you.
No, I told you not to look at me, okay?
Oh.
Listen,
Wow.
Evan. Acting is listening.
Okay.
We're back there all night. You jump on me with this now?
I mean, look, I guess I was just a little starstruck meeting you, you know? Let's be honest.
This is boring.
So I know, we're just reading.
They're getting pretty close to each other, huh? That's a lot.
All right, moving back to the left. Let's just start. Let's just start on whatever we can
This is
find.
an average NMP stream? Wait, is that
Sorry.
true?
All right, here is the world premiere trailer for the game Laura and...
So what you thought was?
That was boring.
You thought it was boring?
That was too. That's. I mean, it's cool, but it's too boring for me. Bring me back to the. Should we do the right? Should we keep me on the right side? I'm kind of covering things like that.
I personally like the left side.
Okay, let's do the left side. Corner it better if you can, just a little bit, but fuck it. So, this is what? The attorney for... Here, let's watch this.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know what Sean Carter's doing here. It makes no sense to me. Sean Carter, i.e. Jay Z, gets named now as the main defendant in a rape case out of New York by trial attorney.
How's the
Tony
volume?
Busby. We're seeing
It's perfect.
Sean Carter come out now and
good.
defend himself online.
Maybe turn it
putting
up a
out
tiny bit, be
statements.
safe.
The thing that pops up is not immediately innocence and guilt. It's how did it get this far? Carter starts attacking Tony Busby, saying, hey, he sent me a demand letter and he's trying to extort me. Well, newsflash, and Jay Z's people know this, that every lawsuit starts with a demand letter. Everybody gets put on notice that they have a claim and gives them an opportunity to resolve. Now, if you believe in your innocence, that's fine. But here, what does innocence have to do with this? He has too much exposure going forward. These are heinous allegations. He even says it himself. Now you're getting tied to Sean Combs, who's indicted and standing trial for racketeering and extortion cases, just horrific stuff, RICO violations. And now Carter's brand is being brought into this, is being alleged that he raped a 13-year-old. I hear you. I
Holy
understand
shit.
the defenses if you're Sean Carter. Hey, 24 years ago, you have an anonymous source, an anonymous victim. It looks like it's just a shakedown by an ambulance attorney. Well, look at it on the other side. Do you really think Tony Busby, who's a powerhouse trial attorney out of Houston, Texas, who's taken down monster
Turn it up a tiny bit.
and literally just got appointed by the attorney general to take on investment firms on behalf of Texas, moves forward on a lawsuit if it's a bluff? It just doesn't make sense to me. You got to believe that Busby would say, hey, look, I'm not going to allow this case to come down to a he said, she said. Busby knows that the anonymous victim is going to have to be disclosed. They know this anonymous victim is going to have to take depositions. So there has to be more evidence. A bluff would be, hey, I sent you a demand letter saying that we believe you caused these injuries to my client. We're asking for this much money. You say no, and nothing happens. Busby didn't do that. He called his bluff and he took it public. And in fact, he went as far as to say, you know what, we're amending the complaint where we had you as celebrity A that was watching the rape, but now we have enough evidence and believe you were the one who actually committed the rape. Now, John Carter's team will attack that and they're going to say, you didn't even know what you were doing. But my point is, this can't be a bluff. And my point is, I don't understand what Jay Z is doing coming out in the public. He's putting out these statements that Busby's going to use against him. Literally, Carter is saying he represents the heinous nature, he understands it, and that it rises to the level that it's so bad because it's rape that it should be a criminal prosecution. I could think of nothing better as a trial attorney to use those words against a defendant in a deposition. Remember, you're in the civil context. Busby's going to be able to depose everybody. He's going to be able to get to Combs. He's going to be able to get to Carter. He's going to be able to get to witnesses. They're talking about limousine drivers. Now, yes, there may be a victim issue, but at the end of the day, everybody says, hey, this was 24 years ago. Yeah, let me know how that turned out for a Bill Cosby. At the end of the day, I don't understand why Carter's people are letting him get out there and plead this innocence. I get it from a position that you want to get out in front of the jury. You want to claim your innocence. I just think that they're messing with the wrong tactic by trying to attack the trial lawyer, because this is not a shakedown of Vontae's situation. This is a real heavyweight lawyer that knows what he's doing. And Sean Carter better be real careful.
I mean, bro, the allegations are absolutely insane.
Dude,
They're-
13-year-old, bro.
They're saying that he watched as a 13-year-old was being raped, and they're also trying to say that he was involved in the rape somehow.
Yeah.
Those allegations are insane. I'm surprised Beyonce hasn't come out and said, you know, she's leaving him or whatever.
Exactly.
Because
you don't want to be associated
listen,
yourself with that
these guys who have that much power, who feel like they're invincible, they're like, oh yeah, I know cops, I know FBI agents, I know everyone, I know lieutenants, I know people in the industry, I got the best lawyers. They feel like they're untouchable, and the type of shit they do, some of them, is insane, right? These are just the little things we're hearing about, right? These guys have, you know, eyes wide shut parties where who knows what they're doing. And I bet you people are underage. And they do this stuff because it empowers them. It gives them like this bloodlust inside of them because they stripped innocence away from a child.
Yeah.
You know, it's completely perverted and it's completely a power thing. You know, it's like I'm taking away your power. I'm the older one. I'm the more mature one. I know I have power and I should treat you as if you're innocent, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to impose my power on you and do horrible things, absolutely change your life. Girls and, you know, guys even who fall victim to that type of stuff early on in their life, it's hard to live a normal, healthy life after that.
Yeah, it's so traumatic, all the trauma.
It's very, very hard.
Flashbacks.
A lot of them, they end up, you know, questioning their sexuality highly, you know, because they don't know what's going on. You know, they were used by this older man or older woman, and now that's all they kind of know. That was their first sexual arousing experience. You know, think of it kind of like the first time you did a drug. You know what I mean? It's like you're always kind of like chasing that high, almost. You know what I mean? Since that was your first time, it was the most memorable time for you. So this happens a lot, and we barely hear about it, man. And I mean, there's back in the day, less now, because now parents are very afraid of like their children going out into like the streets and going to other people's houses. But in the early 2000s, you know, you're a kid, you were out on the street with your skateboard with a stick and a rock, and you were having fun. Whatever the neighborhood kids were doing, you were having a blast. You were in their house, they were in your house. You know, you were seeing their family. They have relatives there. They have moms, dads, dysfunctional parents. You know, like I had a few neighbor friends that I knew in my past where the mom, she was a single mother, right? And she had 3 boys. She was married. Everything was going good. Her husband went to a party and he got hit in the head and he got in a fight, and someone hit him in the head with a bat and he died. Right? So these kids are growing up without a father. And just watching that firsthand, how hard that was for her, you know, let alone she's working hours and hours every day trying to provide for them. And you go to her house and it's like a mess. And then you start thinking about it like, oh, is this lady just messy? It's like, no, she has no time. She comes back swamped from work. And what, she's going to sit there and do another 2-3 hours of cleaning? You know, end up cleaning it once every Sunday. And when I watched those kids, how they grew up without a father figure in the house, it seemed like it was like the Wild West for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's
do whatever they want. They got to
not just that, but like the limits of what they were willing to do was far beyond me. You know, they were trying to do stuff that can cause physical harm, that can cause bodily harm. They were trying to do stuff that's just, you know, they're trying to push the boundaries because they don't have anyone teaching them the Icarus story, you know, because normally the father was the one who taught Icarus, don't fly to the sun, your wings will get burned. So they don't have that father to tell them, son, don't fly close to the sun, your wings will get burned. You have to mitigate risk in your life to live a long, happy, healthy life, you know? And they kind of didn't get that, right? And then I kind of watched them grow up, you know, into high school and stuff, and they were just always, like, the older one was really just getting in trouble all the time. And he was, and like, he had no money, this family. He would come to school, he had the same shoes every day, you know, for like the whole year, like every day the same shoes. He had 3 shirts or like three shorts, and
Did your
that's
school
all
have
he did.
uniform or no?
No, I didn't go to school without a uniform. But just watching that stuff grow up is just horrible for me. Like, that's why I'm always thankful, you know what I mean, that like both my parents grew up in my house and stuff like that, and I was able to like learn from both of them, not just one of them. Because you need that yin and yang.
Yeah.
You know, because let's say the mother's cold, then you're all fire. You need the dad to teach you about the fire. Yeah. Yeah, because if you want fire, you have to be taught about the fire. You can't just receive fire in your hand, kind of like Prometheus out of the sky. You know, like any man who doesn't experience fire, they burn themselves. You know, you need the teacher of the fire to tell you, careful, you're going to burn yourself. I think Jay Z's fucked, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's fucked. I think him and Diddy are both really fucked. I think this is another psyop type thing to keep us all occupied and thinking, oh, you hear about the Jay Z thing?
But what's
happening in the meantime? Yeah, isn't that so interesting? All this Jay Z stuff starts popping off the second Syria falls, the Assad regime leaves the country, and the country's getting blown up to smithereens by the Israeli military because the Israelis are saying, oh, we want peace with Syria, but we're going to have to destroy every single Assad military base and every single military infrastructure in there.
Or the whole CEO bullshit.
They know what they're doing. The Israelis know what they're doing. They're plunging that country into catastrophe and into hell. Because when you have enemies at your border, it's a lot easier to say, hey, America, give us $10 billion.
I have a question for you. When you ever go over the Middle East for vacation and stuff, do you come across people from like Syria and stuff?
Yes, a lot of people there are from Syria, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. They started flooding over when the Assad regime was like really popping off in like full swing, like during like the Obama times. You know, like when Obama was hitting Syria. You started seeing a lot of refugees starting to come into Lebanon, right?
What would they do?
They would work minimalistic jobs, and it was
they were a minority.
It was how the Hispanics are to America, the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like they were working for a lot less, riskier jobs. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they worked really hard, extremely hard. You know, like Syrians, man, brother, they'll work 14 hours straight, go home, sleep for 6, come right back like nothing. Every day, 365 days a year. They could be sick as a dog. They are showing up to like a 12-hour back-breaking shift. It's no joke. I've never seen... I mean, listen, when you get stricken into poverty and you're either... Yeah, it's either like, hey, you either don't eat or you eat.
Yeah.
You have kids? All right, they got to eat. You have family? All right, they got to eat. And a lot of the Syrians, when they came to Lebanon, they had nothing. A lot of them were starving because their homes were destroyed. They had to flee. So they would come over there with nothing.
Just live on the streets.
Yeah. So they work so hard to ensure that won't happen to them again. You know, to make sure they have enough reserves. So if anything was to happen, their family isn't going to starve. Because horrific things happens when your family's starving. Very horrific things.
What would the Lebanese government do for them? Do they offer aid, you think?
It's all corrupt. It's all fucking corrupt, man. It's all extremely corrupt. It doesn't matter. They don't have any say. They don't have any say.
So when they came over, they had no help from anyone. They just had to grind it out themselves.
They just had to grind it out themselves. There was very little aid going to them. Very little aid. You know what I mean? But they did good. Like some of them, a lot of them over there are living better than the natives are. So, I mean, people think it's a bad thing who are over there, but
meaning like, oh, we don't want the Syrians to come over.
Yeah,
take our jobs.
Yeah,
same stuff over here, right? We don't want the people to come here.
Yeah, it's very similar.
It's like full circle everywhere.
Everywhere is that way. You know what I mean?
Like same thing with what France, right? They don't want people from, because a lot of African refugees, right, coming from all these African countries, taking over the UK and France, and they're like revolting against them as well. They feel like all these African native people are coming over, stealing their jobs.
Yeah, that's
like,
how. Well, that's how they perceive it. You know what I mean? But in reality, those are jobs that they don't even want to do,
yeah.
and they're not willing to do, let alone willing to do it for the price that they're paying these guys to do it. Listen, if there was no Hispanics that came to America, right?
Yeah, what would you think a day
We would be like
Mexicans
we would be 30 years behind in this country. We would literally be 30 years behind when it came to infrastructure. Not technology, but when it comes to infrastructure, we would be far behind. Listen, man, 90% of the job sites in California, you barely see a, white person amongst them.
Yeah.
And everyone's getting paid equally. It's the job. Do you want to perform the job description or not? There's a job description. Fill it in. If you think you can do it better, then do it better. Stop complaining they took my job. If you're a shit employee, right?
I was trying to find some stats on here, but let's look at did you hear about LeBron James stepping down from the
I wonder why he's doing that. I
Lakers?
wonder why he's doing that, right? Is all the weird Diddy allegations
Look
and
at
Jay.
him.
Look at them. They're all
Listen.
together. Breaking, LeBron James is stepping away from the Los Angeles Lakers for personal reasons. This comes after he got his son on the team. It was James' dream to play with his son, so this leave has left fans devastated and confused. Yeah, I wonder why, because it's all coming down on you three. Jesus effing Christ. That's insane. Show me the third thing. The YouTube one, bro. Jay Z case. Boom, let's watch this. Yeah.
With Mario Lopez.
Bro, this guy's been 20 for the past 40 years.
Was accused, along with Sean Diddy Combs, of allegedly raping a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the VMAs 24 years ago. Allegations they both deny. And as we break down his legal strategy, we're going to start with Beyonce, who, in the wake of her husband's crisis, just released this new video. Beyonce dropping a new teaser for her halftime performance for the big Christmas NFL game on Netflix in 2 weeks. And one thing seems clear, the Carter family is not shying away from the public eye, as we saw when Jay Z, also known as Sean Carter, joined Beyonce and their daughter Blue Ivy at the premiere of Mufasa the day he was named in the lawsuit. But behind the scenes, a battle is raging surrounding Jay-Z's case, with the attorneys on both sides coming out swinging on each other.
That guy's a strong attorney on the right.
Misconduct. Misty Maris, who does not represent either Combs or Carter, breaks down this shocking war of words.
This is what we call scorched earth litigation.
And while aggressive, Misty thinks the approach by Carter's lawyers attacking Tony Busby, the alleged victim's attorney, is not surprising.
Carter is an A-list celebrity, so usually the legal advice to a client would be to say nothing. But when you're talking about a star of this magnitude, it's almost impossible for that person to sit back silently. The narrative needs to be controlled by the defense. And so what you see here is them being proactive rather than reactive. This approach is necessary when you're talking about allegations that are over 20 years old. There's a need to go back in time to find witnesses and information that will shape the defense.
Misty says if the judge determines misconduct, which both parties vehemently deny, there could be serious consequences, including court sanctions or contempt of court. But this is all just the beginning.
Yo, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Let's say.
Can we finish real quick? And then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
All right.
There is an elephant in the room. Diddy is also a defendant in the case. It's very likely that his legal team is going to try and pause this civil action as well as the others until his criminal case plays out. What happens during that criminal case that could impact any of these civil cases, including this one where Jay Z is named, we don't know. And that's something that could have a serious impact on how this case plays out.
Wow.
Combs is
Dude, that lawyer, the lawyer
right.
that's suing Jay Z, that's not a lightweight lawyer. That's a heavyweight lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, that guy wouldn't pick the case up if there really wasn't something there.
So I have a question. Let's say hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
20 years ago, you were at one of these. You were at the party, right? That this happened. Because they said like you have people are traveling back in time, trying to find who was at the party and everything.
Yeah.
So let's say you were at the party, and 20 years later they come up to you, right? And they're like, "Hey, listen, would you like just play dumb and get paid off, or would you be like a witness?"
So that's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Because I feel like
people
are not gonna come forward. Bro.
There's always a risk of that, and there's always a risk of people saying, "Hey, help me out, and when I get the settlement, I'll give you a bunch of money."
This guy's not like a little actor,
This is not a joke. No. That lawyer that's going after him, he would only do that if there was something there, because he has a reputation, right? He's a legit lawyer. So I think this could really, really play out bad for him. And it's funny that him and Beyonce think they're so high society, nothing will affect us. We got the lawyers, we got the money, we got everything. But how did that work for Weinstein?
Hey, I think they're just trying to have the most fun they can right now because they know soon enough they're gonna get busted.
Yeah, I don't trust them whatsoever. It's really weird.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Show me Johnny Depp's lawyers. Whoa, go back. I want to see that.
Which one?
There was Johnny Depp's lawyers on YouTube.
Go.
Johnny Depp's lawyers.
We go back.
This is
this one.
Yeah, I want to see what Johnny Depp's lawyers are saying about the case. Johnny Depp lawyers.
Is it DEPP?
Yes. Lawyer. Yeah, first one.
This one here.
When a major celebrity just gets accused of raping a minor in a bombshell lawsuit, we got to bring in a high-profile litigator. Enter Ben Chu, Johnny Depp's lawyer who famously represented him in a trial with competing claims of abuse. We are going to be breaking down right now the new claims and the legal warfare that's happening in the case of Jay Z. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, so we want to continue this conversation on Jay Z and this massive lawsuit that he's now facing. It is still pretty shocking. The fact that a woman claims when she was 13 years old she was raped by Jay-Z,
every time they
Sean
say the
Carter,
numbers,
and Sean Combs at a VMA's after party back in 2000. And if you haven't been following our coverage of this was a suit that was originally filed back in October by Texas attorney Tony Busby, and it didn't originally name Jay-Z. This alleged attacker was only identified as Celebrity A, but depending on who you ask, there might have been a breakdown in the behind the scenes, maybe we say negotiations is the right word, revolving the suit, because Busby ends up filing a lawsuit on his client's behalf, and now he has named Jay-Z as a defendant in this amended complaint. Now, Jay-Z's version of what happened here is that he refused to be what he and his lawyers call extorted or blackmailed by Tony Busby. In fact, in a statement in response to the lawsuit, Jay-Z said in part, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." And also said in his statement, "You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same." And then later he said, "I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Now, Busby also responded on X denying this was the case, writing in part, quote, "No one has made any threats. Jay-Z's assertions are bogus and laughable. Instead, our firm sent a standard demand letter seeking a mediation on behalf of a woman who alleges Jay-Z sexually assaulted her as a minor. The letter was vetted and approved by our client, whose preference was to attempt resolution short of filing a lawsuit. This approach is common in these types of cases. What you are seeing played out now is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients." And we learned that Jay-Z is also believed to be the John Doe who recently filed a lawsuit anonymously against Tony Busby, claiming extortion and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We didn't know who it was, but it seems to be that it was Jay-Z. And now there is also this heated back and forth about whether Jane Doe in this lawsuit should be able to proceed anonymously in her lawsuit. Jay Z and his legal team are pushing for her to have her reveal herself, partly because they say Jay Z has a right to know his accuser, to investigate her claims, to challenge her. It's only fair. Busby counters by saying this is highly sensitive material and revealing her identity could cause her further trauma.
Sure,
Also,
skip to
there
the
is a
part
safety
with
concern
No,
about
just
her
let it play.
identifying herself. And now, in an interesting side tidbit, which we'll get into, a woman allegedly reached out to Jay Z's legal team explaining her experiences with Tony Busby's law firm, where she is essentially claiming that she was dropped as a client when she refused to adopt a sexual assault narrative that the firm wanted her to proceed with.
Is the award still
Shocking.
going
We'll
on?
get into that. And by the way, as an aside, let me also say real quick, it's not just
Pause it real
us
quick.
here at Long Crime that
This is so interesting. Bro, Jay-Z's going now.
It's still going on.
Let me watch it for a second. Fuck it.
have been covering these Diddy stories and up.
Actually, no, let's finish this. Let's finish this.
All right.
We'll watch it when that's done. This is
For you.
this is so
Websites
good.
all over the internet are grabbing readers with headlines like Puff Daddy stays in jail for trying to influence witnesses. Woman sues Sean Combs for raping her. And that is exactly where a platform like
Dude, these guys are
So what
going
they are is
down.
an independent team that we actually partner with because they can help us deliver just the facts when we report on
Speed
stories
forward a
like
little bit.
this. You can go to ground.news for more conservative game plan that we've. What's going on? What do you make of the fact that he has been identified in this case and the allegations against him?
Good morning, Jesse. It's great to see you again. Yeah, these are shocking allegations, and I think he's put out a very forceful statement against them, which I think is a good move, both legally and in terms of PR. You know, assuming, of course, that he is innocent of that. I think these are the kinds of allegations that one would expect someone falsely accused to push back on extremely strongly, which he has now done.
For people who haven't read the complaint, let me just give them a sample. It reads, Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall. Again, allegedly 13 years old when this happened. Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. And then the complaint says that Jay Z raped this 13-year-old, and then Diddy allegedly raped her too. And she claims she actually fought back, hit Combs in the neck, was able to grab her clothes, run out of the room. Ben, could she win a case like this based purely on her testimony? If this is so old, you know, maybe there's no surveillance, maybe there's no text messages, maybe there's no forensics. Could she win based purely on her account of what happened?
She could theoretically win if her testimony were especially compelling, but I think you put your finger on one of the real weaknesses is that these allegations are ancient. One thing that leapt out to me is the allegations also include that there was a witness,
Yes.
you know, other than Diddy, who a female, another woman. Her testimony, and obviously she will be subpoenaed, could be crucial. I mean, if that testimony corroborated the plaintiff's claims, then that would be something that would really be a game changer. But the plaintiff alone, I think, is going to face some credibility issues, especially when you have Jay Z. I mean, Diddy, the allegations are pretty widespread, but there haven't been similar allegations about Jay Z, and that really sets his case apart.
I believe you're referring to Celebrity B, this female celebrity who was in that room. Do you think this person has settled maybe her claims with Tony Busby? What do I mean by that? If she was present, I imagine that Tony Busby might have reached out to her and said, listen, I can file a lawsuit against you too because of you being there. You were present. You were a witness. Maybe. Do you think that this is a person who maybe already settled her claim so that she would be a cooperating witness for Tony Busby's case? I mean, tell me how you think that might work.
That would be a brilliant move if that's what Busby did, because otherwise he is making really, you know, the worst, the harshest kinds of allegations, and he's signing his name to it. I mean, he referred to his client vetting a demand letter. Well,
So mad we can't go live on
supposed
fucking
to get
YouTube.
The demand letter for in terms of the factual allegations, but the legal allegations, the legal import of that is in the province of the attorney. So you can't necessarily just hide behind your client. But were he to have made a deal with Celebrity B, that would really backstop both his client and himself in terms of his potential exposure for being involved in frivolous litigation.
But you think Celebrity B would take any kind of deal where they have to testify and say, yeah, I was in a room while a 13-year-old was being sexually assaulted, and yeah, I'm not being sued now because I settled my claims? I mean, either way, if this is true and this person knows who Celebrity B was, I can't even imagine, even if they were a cooperating witness of some kind, that they don't look really, really bad from this.
I totally agree. I think that premise is dubious for the reasons you mentioned. I mean, Celebrity B, while it would be a terrible thing not to have reported these crimes, and they're very serious crimes if in fact they were committed.
All right, it's enough of that.
But it's unclear what if.
Let's watch the Game Awards while they're still on.
Let's see. Game Awards.
Turn up. Yep. A little louder. Wait, that's
Oh,
it?
that's it, yeah.
How did this happen, man?
What happened?
How did they do? What? How could they have done this to me? I can't believe they did this. They did this.
Oh shit! Jesus!
Oh, that was me.
That's it? Alright, fuck it.
I don't know what to say, guys.
What else we got on the docket?
Should I play Astrobot now?
Sure.
I don't know.
Alright, let's see.
Go to the Dom Lusri. What's that one? LeBron loves him some Diddy parties. Everyone knows that.
Party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. And you about to just turn around and vibe. And Bron, when this is done, we gonna drink a couple of bottles of the most premium wine.
Please.
You dig?
Yes, sir. Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Damn.
You can just tell he's all fucked up on something.
Let's see. Where we saw that. I wanted to show you something over here. Where is it? Check this out. Did you see? No.
The drone?
Yeah. How about
I
this?
already
here?
saw it.
Yeah, we saw this one right here.
What's that?
What are we doing for you today?
Well, I'm getting a deep planner facelift,
Mm-hmm.
a deep planner necklift,
Mm-hmm.
a upper blepharoplasty, a lower blepharoplasty, a skin pinch.
This is her before.
And
Brow lift,
a brow lift,
chin implant,
and a chin implant.
and fat transfer.
And fat transfer. Yes.
You're going to look 20 years younger, refreshed, rejuvenated.
Awesome.
Bro.
No.
You think it's worth the money or not?
That's a lie.
You think that's a lie?
She's all caked up too with makeup.
Nah, dude. I think she got hooked up, bro.
Jesus God.
Fuck.
How does that happen?
Dude, that shit caught me off guard. Check this out here.
现在呢，看到的是一个仿生两，在空中呢
Let me go back.
仿生两。
The birds are fake.
队员呢，现在释放了一个仿生两，它的作用是，现在呢看到的是一个仿生两，在空中呢
Yeah, but that just looks fake.
前方的区域。
You think so? I think from afar that shit can.
特点呢和真的
Maybe.
另一名队员呢，现在释
What else is on the docket?
Would you ever go to North Korea?
If they let me leave there alive, I would.
Drones? So do you really think those are drones?
I don't know. I think they're fucking saying whatever they want to say because they want to go to war.
Oh.
They're saying it's Iran. Okay. Yeah, Iran's flying drones over New Jersey, sure. It's because they want to go to war with all the fucking Middle Eastern countries, dude. They're trying to start World War III before Trump gets in, so he has to deal with a bunch of fucking bullshit. That's what's going to happen. It's funny. I thought everything would be good now.
Yeah.
Now that Trump got elected, but it seems like it's getting even scarier.
Yeah.
All right. Let's call it for today.
All right. Cool.
Have a good one, boys.